unfortunately, I have been on death's door so bad it made me fail to get to the playoffs. But the guy who beat me to the playoffs, official now, did me proud going out first round. But hey, enough about him. We have quite an explosive show today. I've got to get some off my chest. I'm not happy, Bunny. And when you're going to talk smack or have banter or go into a crazy mode, you need a tag team partner. And there's no better tag team partner in this world than my co-announcer tonight, Calcium Kill It Cass. Now then, Cass, how are we doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Good.
actually a little bit nervous, Bernie. I've never seen you so fired up, mate. You're ready to fight, aren't you? You're ready to throw down.
Mate, I'm feeling that good. I might even, win a fight. No, I won't win a final. No, that's not good. I'm that psyched up. My hair's almost on fire. That's how psyched up I am. That's probably more believable than me winning a final. Yeah, I mean, let's get onto it.
Yeah.
We've got this, obviously, the Nuffle Shuffle show. It's back today. I really apologise to the guys. People have been saying, when is it gonna be? Well. As I explained on the Blood on the Box, I'm going to rotate them so you get the Nuffle Shuffle will be this week, Blood on the Box will be next week, and then the following week will be Nuffle Show. So basically, it's every 2 weeks now because it makes it easier and I get more content. So basically, that's it. Right? Okay. I'm trying to think how I go about really talking about this in a professional way, but me being Bernie probably won't. So. Let's get on with it. The MML Big Cheese himself, Preach, yet again, goes on and slags off the Champions Ladder. Now, everybody's allowed their own opinion. I know they do. But it really pisses me off when, yet again, a new coach to Blood Bowl. A new coach comes to Blood Bowl, and guess what? He starts slagging off the Champions Ladder. He starts slagging off the Open Ladder. He keeps slagging off everything else apart from his own MML. You see, the thing is, I act with the MML anymore. I've got a lot of good friends in the MML. Gimlick and Tripper is fantastic coaches, both in the MML. But what he's got to remember is, I can still see shit in the MML. I still get to see all the shite in the MML. So whatever you say, I still get to know about. People think, does he have an alias in there? Well, who knows? I may have an alias. I might even still be playing the MML under a different name. That's for him to find out, isn't it? Obviously. But anyway, let's get on to it. So we got this. I got a screenshot. I can't show you the screenshot because it might give away who told me about it. So I'm not going to say that. But this guy said, I played the tabletop for like 10 games, and basically he's come to the MML, and the MML said, about the Sea Ladder Official League is not the place to play. Terrible all round. Terrible. The Champions Ladder's terrible. Don't go playing there. They're all inbreds. Terrible. And then good all round the man turned round and said the Open Ladder is garbage. Yeah, all right, we'll give you that. But the Champ Ladder is much better. Seriously? Is that what it is? Or is it maybe you're not good enough to play in it and you're a bit bitter about it? Or is it basically people, you scratch my back, I scratch your back, and maybe he's scared to say anything because he might get kicked out of the MML if he disagrees with Preach.
Don't turn 16, foul me, please.
Exactly, There's no love lost between me and Preach. We know this. But I've got to call him out on this. I mean, he's always on about it. It's like a broken record with him. But when you're stopping new blood in the PS4 for playing, I mean, there's loads of coaches what play Sea Ladder and private leagues. It's, I just don't get it. And the thing is now, as I've found out, as I've been searching through all the private leagues, there's quite a big exodus of MML coaches leaving for other leagues like Blood and Tears. I've spoken to a lot of coaches. Again, I can't tell you the name of the coaches because they might get his shit from Preach. So I've got to be careful. But they've turned around and said, I can't handle MNL anymore because he's having to go at us. He's controlling it. He's making life hell. I've got to leave. And a lot of the people who've left is because of Preach. Now, the MML's a great league. And, Tiger Shark, who actually made it, it was his idea, Preach got on board and sort of helped him. So Tag Shark actually made the MML, or had the idea of the MML, but then obviously Preach took over as he does and made it. And to be honest to him, full credit to him. The MML, massive success, biggest league in the PS4, but bigger doesn't always mean the best.
No.
As we know, there's a lot of good other private leagues out there. Bluntiers, to me, that is the best private league I've played in on the PS4. There's no whining. There's no soap opera thing. If you want to pile on, or if you want to use your pile on skill 10, fucking 15, guess what? You can do. And they won't whine about it. If you want a 10, 16 foul, they won't whine about it. You know? If you just want to play a kill team, they won't whine about it. They won't make you feel vilified. They won't send you shit like, oh, I'm not gonna spend my time with people like you who hate my team. Even though he was the guy who said, I'm going to show you what a kill box is, but then whines when I show him what a kill box is. I just can't stand people.
Bless him. Bless him.
I just can't stand people who control people, who are big bullies. Really can't. Really can't. And he manipulates. He doesn't play in any other league. He doesn't play anything else. He only plays in what he can control. And that is the MML. Never plays in anything else. Never. Because you can't control everything else. Tried to be an admin.
Yeah.
That didn't last long because he couldn't control that. Couldn't get with his best bud Netheos.
Do you know what? My experience with the MML is very limited at best. Basically, when I started talking to all you guys, probably last summer, when I really started sort of paying attention to the CCL, Serious Jest was a big advocate of me joining the MML. He said, "Oh, come into the MML. You'll be great in there. They'd be lucky to have you." And he really sort of talked it up. And I thought, I've never joined in a private league, and I thought, yeah, why not? Anyway, I submitted my ticket like you do.
Yep.
And straight away I get this message back from Preach going, "We've had your type in here before. We don't tolerate any, bad man in brackets, antics or anything like that." And straight away I'm thinking, fuck this, because my take on the MML, and I'm sure I know it's the biggest private league on the PS4, and I know it's by all definitions very successful, and it's got a lot of very good coaches in it, a lot of whom I know, and that's fine. But I don't want to play in any environment that stops me playing the way I want to play. That's not my definition of a good league. A good league is a league that embraces all different play styles, in the spirit of the game, which is embracing a turn 1 or a turn 16 foul, claw pom. Preach is well within his rights to adjust the parameters of his league as he sees fit. But the only thing he's going to do by doing that is limit the number of people that join. But yeah, straight away I got this message from him, and it was just a bombastic message. Do you know what I mean? It was in your face. It was almost, from a message point of view, it was almost like he was shouting at me or something. And I'm like, hang on a minute. Straight away I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to for a start? And anyway, I played nice. I said to him, look, I'm just here to play. I just, I think I even put in the reply, look, I'll be happy to tone it down a bit. And then I went away and thought about it, and I thought, no, do you know what? This probably isn't a good fit for me. And I don't miss them. They don't miss me. I never got started in the MML, and that's about as far as it goes. Interestingly, obviously, Preach streams occasionally. And I watched one of his streams a few weeks back when he did this sort of NHL style draft. And I said to you, it was so fucking confusing. I know my way around a Blood Bowl pitch and Blood Bowl in general. I didn't have a Scooby fucking do what he was on about, seriously. And again, that's fine if he wants to do this NHL style draft thing in his own league. More power to him. But now here's the rub, right? Other than my opinion of Preach in general, I'm not going to make any other comment on the MML other than, do you know what? It's obviously a very successful league for a great deal of people. Because I don't know enough about League Blood Bowl to really make a comment of it, because I've never done it. On the flip side of that, who is he to comment on the CCL or the state of it? Yeah, he's allowed an opinion on it, but has he ever played in it?
No.
No, not to my knowledge. He may correct us if we're wrong, but to my knowledge, he's never played in the CCL. If he hates it that much, why would he play in it? Now, is he good enough to play in it? Possibly not, possibly. But until you've actually given something a go, yeah, wind your neck in and reserve your judgment a little bit. Do you know what I mean? And that's he's just coming across as a massive narcissist, isn't he, Bernie?
Yeah.
I can't really say much more because I don't really know the guy. But when I watched his stream, it was like he was shouting at the screen. It was like I'm watching a stream and I felt like I was being told off or something. It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, the MML's a great league. There's a lot of people, and I think that's the problem. It was with me, and it was with a lot of other people that you sort of took what Preach was saying because you didn't want to leave the community because the community was great. I mean, there's people like, as we've said, Trip, Serious Jest, Gerdley, Mercy Flush. There's a lot of really nice people in there. But the problem is when you've got someone in charge, and obviously, ironically, Tizzle Bizzle just come into the chat. Obviously, he's an admin, right. And obviously Tizzle will know this, is you're trying to make it great for the community and think what the community wants and try and make it good. The worst thing we can do is become, oh, well, you do it our way. We want to be the ones. You know what? I tell you what, me and Tizzle are so great. Let's give ourselves a Hall of Fame. Let's create a Hall of Fame and put us in it because we're great. We're fantastic. Look at me. In fact, I'm going to put HOF in my call sign because I'm that important. Doing shit like that is just, but again, everyone's got to be nice and congratulate him on the Hall of Fame because if you don't,
can I just say, Bernie, this guy clearly has some unfulfilled athletic issues from school or something. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he never won a gold medal or anything, maybe he wasn't quite a good enough wrestler.
Well,
but who creates a Hall of Fame in their own league and then puts themselves in it first? For God's sake.
Well, it was hashtag voted on. But yeah, I mean, like I said, he's done well. He did well with the MML, but I think as big as it's got, power's gone to his head, and to me it's a shame because when I speak to people about the MML, a lot of people said everything's great. The only bad thing about the MML is Preach. And it is.
Yeah.
Because
I get that. I get that distinct. I try not to be too judgmental because plenty of people judge me. And most of the time I can cope with it. Sometimes it becomes a bit of a grind. But I just want to be given a fair shout. And his message wasn't giving me a fair shout because I replied and then he said, "Oh, I don't know who you are," which I call bullshit on that straight away. But the PS4 is not that big an environment.
Yeah, he knew who you was.
I was pretty well known before I started playing the Champions Ladder.
Yeah.
And anyway, but so he said, "Oh, I don't know who you are." Well, in that case, why are you messaging me at all, saying we're not going to have any, in quotes, bad guy antics?
Yeah, because he wouldn't have said that to anybody else. If that was the case.
Of course not. So but as I say, as soon as he did that, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, this isn't for me. And out of respect for Serious Jest, really, I didn't bite. Do you know what I mean? Which is unusual because back then I was a bit more fiery.
Yeah, you would have been.
Anyway, but I just think to myself, do you know what? This comes down to it's like playstyles in Blood Bowl, right? I just got diced by Skaven earlier, okay, and the game frustrated the hell out of me because Skaven 2 AG5 gutter runners, movement 10. They did what Skaven do, right? They dodge all over the place, get the ball from nowhere. His wizard worked, mine failed. It was one of those games. But it frustrated the hell out of me. But I didn't have a go at the guy because he wasn't playing the way I wanted him to play, because that's just madness. I wasn't happy about the loss, of course, but the guy played a really solid game. Just not the type of game I play. And what Preach is doing is he's created an environment where he wants Blood Bowl played the way he wants Blood Bowl played, and that's fine. If people choose to join his league, they've got to accept his rules.
Yeah.
But don't start fucking chewing out the Champions Ladder and stuff. Yeah, the Champions Ladder isn't without its flaws, okay? But it's an ultra-competitive environment. And do you know what? I would put up any coach, any good coach in the CCL against any good coach in the MML any day of the week. In fact, I know... Right, and I'm not just. This might come across as egotistical bollocks, but I know that if I went into the MML, it wouldn't matter what team you gave me outside of Stunty. I would tear it up, absolutely tear it up. I got obviously confidence in my own ability, but in general, league standard isn't the same as Championship Cup standard. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And so what he's doing, he's swimming in his little pond, throwing rocks at bigger ponds. You know, you're like, hang on a minute, mate, just wind your neck in. Worry about what you're doing. Yeah, and also, is he being conducive to helping Blood Bowl grow? No. Not if he's slagging off the championship.
But he's not bothered about anybody else. He's not bothered about any of the league. He's just bothered about himself. His pedestal.
Yeah.
There's no reason for him to attack the sea ladder at all. But he's done this consistently every time, and he has. And this is why he's fought out with people before. People in high, quite famous PS4 coaches. You know, and it's because he just seems to hit the champions ladder. People say it's because, one, he can't control it because it's not to do with him, and two, it's taking people away from the MML. And I'm like, how can it pay? I mean, when the cash prize was involved, he went bonkers when the cash prize was about. Because you thought everybody, because all of a sudden everyone's like, oh yeah, I want a piece of that. Even the stalwarts of the MML was like, oh yeah, we're going to play it. And all of a sudden the farm was dead because it was all trying to win some cash. You went bonkers. But you know, they still got to play. The MML's still, I think, quite strong. You know, I can only go by what people said, but a lot of them have left for Blood and Tears. And Blood and Tears is so different to the MML because Blood and Tears, you can do whatever you want. It's just like there's no soap opera or anything like that. There's not 6-7 people who lock themselves in a room and decide what happens and who should get banned and all that. You know, to me, if you're going to ban someone or tell someone off, you get their point of view. Nope, it's he'll agree with all his friends, and that'll be done. You don't get a say in it. It's a little bit of a dictatorship, really. Then, isn't it? You know, bottom line is this guy sat at the top of his own little pedestal, with his Hall of Fame,
everything around him, which is fine. If people choose to play in that, then more power to them. But for me, I want to play. If I did ever play League, right, I want to play an environment that is fun, friendly, and doesn't prohibit me playing the way I want to play.
Yeah,
you know, that's the key thing for me. Now, when I say fun and friendly, I think one of the reasons why I've always resisted joining a league is because, especially up till recently, if I lose and get salty, I tend to do some stupid shit, and I don't want to be in a league environment doing that. It's bad enough getting banned from the Champions Cup, let alone a league. You know. Yeah. So if hand on heart, I've always known that maybe private leagues aren't the best fit for me as a coach, but. Yeah, if I did decide to join one, then it's got to be it can't prohibit the way you play. That's like that's like telling Christ, that's like telling Duran to you've got to stop playing A, B, or C, or Circle to stop playing lizards. You know, you're not allowed to play lizards anymore. You know, this is why I get so not angry, but I get so disappointed when coaches start complaining about, same old teams, bash. The bash gets all the headlines, doesn't it, Bernie?
It does, yeah.
You know, because at the end of the day, it kills your pixels. And we are all pixel huggers to a lesser or greater extent. I'm more concerned with what happened with me today, where 2 AG5 players didn't fail a fucking dice roll and done me. Yeah. You know?
But it doesn't hurt your players, is it? That's the thing. That's like you said, it doesn't kill your players. So it's all good.
And you know, really, it's all so backwards. Do you know what I mean? You know, Wood Elves and Skaven with stat increases, you give them an agility 5 and give them a good coach. Holy shit, they're almost unstoppable. You know, one or two games out of 10, you're going to attrition the shit out of them, like I did poor old Gimlick's Wood Elves yesterday. But for the most part, you're not. I digress. The bottom line is who is anyone to say you can't play that way? You can't turn 16 foul. You know, I don't see any difference between a turn 1 foul and a turn 16 foul, to be honest. Yeah. So what if the game's won? This is called Blood Bowl, for God's sake. Yeah. You know, I don't know. That's a bit of a cliche, isn't it? And people roll their eyes when you say that, but. I've said it many times. I hark back to 3rd edition. second edition, where a ninja assassin would kill one of your players before you step foot on the pitch.
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
Brutal, but fun. Do you know what I mean? It was an easier time. It was a sort of more simple time back then, Bernie, wasn't it? Where there wasn't this perpetual league environment or semi-perpetual league environment going on, so no one really gave a fuck.
Yeah.
You know. But I'm not suggesting we necessarily go back to that. But yeah, the MML. Do you know what? If somebody wants to play there, then so be it. But if this guy's starting to slag off something that we hold dear, and we've, you know, you with your streaming, me with my streaming, and other guys that stream, we're all supporting the Champions Cup. We're trying to make it better. We're trying to make, you know, and now somebody may argue, well, if you're trying to make it better, why are you playing Chaos all the time? Well, because I want to play Chaos.
Yeah, I don't think it. I mean, I'm a big believer. If that's his opinion, and it's always been his opinion, he dislikes the Sea Ladder, that's fine. But the reason he don't like the Sea Ladder is because obviously he can't control it. That's the way I look at it. And to him, it takes players away from his MML. But the problem I've got is when new coaches are being given shit like this. And I don't think the MML is the best place for him to start. If he wants to play, he's quite new, wants to play, it's the last place you want to play. Because it's not like it used to be. If he wants to learn, he would need to go to Blood and Tears. Because there's no drama, and they will just look after him, and they'll show him how to play properly. You know, if you want to play Chaos, you can play Chaos. You want to play Wood Elves or Skaven, whatever. If you want to foul 10, 16, you know, you can do. You know, no one's going to tell you off for it. No one's going to make you feel little or bullied or anything like that. Because that's what happens sometimes on the MML. You felt awful because you did this or you did that. And, you know, and
which is really bad, isn't it?
But the thing is, with kill teams, you was felt to be like a murderer. I think, you know, like you killed like loads of children or something. That's how bad it was. And in the end, I just couldn't take it anymore. So I left them. You know, I had to disband them because I was getting so much shit off him. I just felt awful.
For doing what? For playing Blood Bowl.
Yeah, for piling on 10, 15, fouling, and using claw.
It's just fucking mad.
You know, I just and that's the way it was.
I'm glad. You know what? In hindsight, you're not the only person that I've spoken to the MML about.
Yeah.
And I'm not for 1 second saying that the MML was a shithole because I just don't know one way or the other enough. But I knew from talking to a few people that it was going to be a really bad idea for me. Probably because I'd have ended up getting in trouble.
Yeah.
Banned by Twitch.
Oh yeah, you'd have been banned pretty quickly.
Oh god, yeah, I wouldn't have lasted days, would I? You know, I think if I'd lasted more than a couple of days, it would have been a result. Because I would have got 5 games under my belt, and I would have put a couple of mighty blow on my players, and I would have put a dirty player on one as well.
Yeah.
And I would have done what Calcium Kaz does.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
But yeah, it's a shame really because he's, as I say, listening to him on his stream, I got a pretty good idea of the way that he probably speaks to a lot of people. You know.
Yeah.
Which is, again, I could be wrong, and he's not here to defend himself. So I don't really know the guy, but you know what? I don't particularly want to know him either. So
yeah. I mean, like I said, it's his MNL. It was MNL. So he could do what he wants. You know, he can put whatever rules he wants and all this sort of stuff, and that is totally fine. But why? I mean, it really peed me off when I saw it on the MML Discord chat, and I saw him basically telling this new coach how bad the Sea Ladder is. It's terrible.
Did he give any reasons why? Did he give any rationale behind?
It's not the place to be. You know, it's a terrible ladder, and you can't learn shit there and all that crap.
It's a competitive champions ladder. I mean, it's not the place to learn; it's the place to win. For God's sake,
his words, in brackets, HOF Hall of Fame preach, OG4 for life. Official league is not the place to play. Terrible all round. That was his last comment on it. Now I find this even more offensive because he doesn't play in the Champions Ladder. So he doesn't play outside his own bubble because he can't, like I say, can't control it. And if he wants to, that's fine. And like I said, when I left the MML with bad terms over him, I've not even called him out. I've not said nothing about him. You know, even though he said quite a lot of cruel stuff about various things about people and that who I know and various other stuff and vice versa probably. We've left it as it is. But now I've had enough. You know, that is terrible. Who am I upsetting? I'm not upsetting no one, Bezo. I'm just telling how much a preacher's just being himself, an egotistic. I won't even say the second part, but that's what my son calls him, an egotistic guy. And if he wants to be, that's fine. But to call the Champions Ladder and make out it's a terrible place to play to new players to the Blood Bowl is terrible because he doesn't play in it. He doesn't play in it. So it's like me saying, oh yeah, that film's crap. Oh, did you see it? No. But it's crap in it. But have you seen it? No. So that's the same thing.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous premise to base an opinion on, isn't it?
But the thing is that
it wouldn't be so bad, Bernie. It wouldn't be so bad if he'd played it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then realised it wasn't for him.
But it isn't for him because people are allowed to play how they want. So if they want to foul his pixels, they can. They want a 10-16 foul. They want to pile on 10-15. They're going to be able to. You know, they're going to be able to. And he won't be able to do nothing about it. He won't be able to put the ban hammer or be able to send you messages, hailing abuse or saying all shit like that. Because if he does, we'll ban the fucker.
He can send me all the abusive messages he wants. It's all good.
Well, no,
it's
but,
all love, isn't it?
You know, we work hard as admins on the Sea Ladder, and you know, if anything goes over the line, we crack down on it. Luckily, guess what? We very rarely have to. You know what? We don't have to really deal with anything. All the time I've been an admin, we've either had any issues of a cheating, of a bad play, or anything like that. Nothing really. And this is what offends me. He's pointing out that it's a terrible league and it's full of, you know, it's like that thing in Star Wars, isn't it, where Han Solo goes to that bar and it's supposed to be the most despicable place on the planet. The cantina or whatever, I don't know what it is. And
do you know what? Tizzle Bizzle's just put in chat. Yeah. Jealousy is an ugly thing. Yeah, do you know what? Tizzle's probably bang on there, isn't it? There's an element of jealousy. Yeah. You know, he probably wishes he had prize money in the MML and the MML was as popular as the Champions Ladder. You know,
well, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. No, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe you've hit the nail on the head there, where he's the biggest private league. And to me, he needs to be proud of that, and he needs to be like, yeah, well, you know, whoa, go me, Hall of Famer, woo. But you know, it's. Why he has to attack the Sea Ladder all the time, I don't get it. I really don't. He's got the biggest private league. You know, there's a lot of nice people in there. You know, like Joe Fro, Mercyflow, Gimlick, Tripperus, someone Bear or something like that. I can't remember. Maybe Bear or something. Coach of Dano something. Dano Rock. Who's Dano Rock? I think they're a Wood Elf team. Teddy Tom, obviously, he's a wonderful guy. You know, he has a lot of things, you know, positives, and you know, a lot of people, you know, you can't please everybody. So you know, some people, he's very Marmite. You either like him or you hate him. But I did take offence to that when I look on the MML Discord and I read that he's having a go at a new coach saying that Sea Ladder is not there to be. Now, what happens if every single episode I do, I bash the MML, make tons of stuff up, you know, and all that crap? He'd be the first one to probably go to the Ethos or start sending me abusive text saying, I can't believe you're making crap up. Well, that's what you're doing.
That actually happened, didn't it? I think Jimmy Fantastic said something about a particular coach. Oh, Guinness. It was Guinness. That fucking ass clown, right? Fucking, I've told you my Guinness story. Guinness is a fucking idiot, right? And he can take that to fucking Nefos if he likes. He's a fucking idiot, okay? World champion, my fucking ass. He's a knob. Anyway, right? And Jimmy said something about Guinness, and Guinness complained to Nefos about it. And he got a message saying, look, can you, you know, tone it down a bit? I'm like, hang on a minute. I said to Jimmy, I thought streams were sacred. I thought streams, you could essentially say what you like in your own stream. Well, maybe I'm a bit wrong, but I've said it in your stream, so you're the one getting in trouble, not me. So.
No, I don't care. I don't care. I always get in trouble.
But yeah, do you know what? It's do you know what? As I say, I don't know preach enough to really comment on other than what my first impressions are. I just want the guy to, do you know what? Stop fucking crying about how much you hate the Champions Ladder, and focus on your own product. Because if you're bleeding coaches right now, then there's a reason. And if it's a dictatorship, then it's on you, isn't it? If it was a democracy, then it would be a bunch of people that are making the decisions and a bunch of people that are responsible. But if you're, if you're sort of the Emperor Ming, controlling, everything, then it's on you. Do you know what? I think, Bernie, to close this really, the CCL will exist quite happily regardless of what Preach thinks about it.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I just, like I said, everyone's allowed their opinion. He's had his opinion. We've had ours. I just think it's pretty bad when you're stopping or telling coaches not to play in the Sea Ladder when he's not even playing it himself. But hey. Anyway, we've said what we want. Anybody wants to join the league, join Blood and Tears, they're far better. If you want to know how to run a big league, go and watch Fable on Xbox. They're awesome. Best league I've ever been in. Right then, so that's that done out the way. We've given that item. Hey, look at the bright side, Preach. Good advertisement for your MML. Well, it always is, isn't it?
No such thing as bad publicity.
That's it.
I should know.
Absolutely. Right. So, what's next for Blood Bowl? It's been around for what? Someone said about 2.5 years. Blood Bowl's been about. There's been rumours that maybe Blood Bowl 3 will be coming out. Also, if not Blood Bowl 3, are we going to be getting new teams? People, especially on the Xbox, are wanting a stability on the Xbox. There's a lot of crashes going about. I think Gnome Slayer was the latest to fall foul to it. In complete cruise control, crashed, so lost the game, and then he played again and crashed again, so he's on 2 DCs already. And he hasn't had a DC for ages, I don't think. So it's pretty bad. It's a bit funny because on the PS4 it seems to be pretty well. We haven't done too bad, have we? I
haven't had a blue screen in ages on the PS4.
Neither have I, and that's what worries me.
Yeah,
because I'm like, I'm going to fucking get one of them.
I'm touching a lot of wood as I say this, but the stability on the PS4 is really solid right now. My dice could be better, but yeah, the stability is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So, but a coach in my stream said that they've traced the issue on the Xbox to an Xbox Live issue. And I don't know if there's any truth in that. I don't know if you heard anything about that, Bernie. Or whether this guy was just trolling. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, the admins seem pretty happy with the PS4. But the sort of impression I get with the Xbox is that it's hardware. It's a hardware problem on the Xbox. Maybe, I don't know if it's... He said hardware to me, maybe software, I don't know. But there's obviously an issue there. And they are looking at it now because obviously we've had even playoff games now being decided by disconnects what shouldn't go on.
It's awful. That was so bad.
Yeah, so if they are looking into it, my concern is they may not be able to fix it. Or they may find the problem, but because of the Xbox hardware, won't be able to fix it. So I don't know. I mean, luckily for the PS4, though, it seems to be on the mend. What would you...
Sorry, Bernie, to interrupt. Berzo's just put in chat that he blue screens after games. There is a well-known bug after a game. If you try to move players around on your team page, you will blue screen.
Yeah.
But it's after the game. It's not obviously during the game. So what you're doing, Berzo, is probably shifting players around a little bit to compensate for dead players or niggle players, or
level ups.
A lot of us like to keep our players in SPP order. So if you start shifting players around, that will blue screen it. But we'll take that all day, won't we, on the PS4, because it's not in game. So
that's it. I mean, that basically is it, isn't it? It's I don't know what I'm just putting games on. I've just seen these. Snow White Rejects. Is that yours, Bezo? Yours called Snow White Rejects. South Pole Tough Nuts. That sounds a good game to have a look at. With a name like that. What would you like to see for Blood Bowl now? Would you like to see Blood Bowl 3, or would you like to see new teams? What would Calcium Cast want to see next?
Well, we've talked about the stability. I'm quite a fan of Corn team, and I know that a lot of people think they're broke to shit. I just think they're good fun, and I would like to see more teams. We're still missing a few teams, aren't we?
Oh, case packed. Anytime you want cyanide, case packed. Anytime you want to. You've never ever.
Yeah,
put them
absolutely. Chaos Pact are a bigger mission, and surely they got all the graphics ready to go.
Well, you think so?
How difficult would it be to knock up a Chaos Pact team out of what they've got at the moment?
Yeah.
Probably not that difficult. Maybe reskin a couple of humans
and that's
for
it.
Marauders,
Yep.
But so Chaos Pact, I wouldn't be against Khorne coming in.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Because obviously we're still missing inducements by way of the cards. Have they been dropped for the latest edition? They may have been dropped for the latest edition.
I was never a big fan of cards, I'll be honest. I pray it never comes on, but they could do it where they could give you the feature, so it's optional. I think that would be quite good.
I understand in the latest rule set that wizards are no more, and I know that Fumble have no wizards.
Ooh.
So how about that?
I'd be quite happy with that. I'll be honest.
Yeah, me too. Do you know what? Because wizards piss me off.
Yeah, they do me.
But I know that Fumble's dropped it because Fumble are very much in line with keeping with the rule book. Whatever the rule book says, Fumble will follow. Whereas Cyanide have said, no, we're not going to adopt this, we're not going to adopt that, which for a lot of people is a shame because obviously, according to the rule book, Pylon On was nerfed to shit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then they said, oh no, actually we've made a mistake with Pylon On, but we haven't, but we have, and they were to and fro in between Pylon On, weren't they? But that was because of the outcry, because people don't like their fucking players dying in Blood Bowl. Oh my god.
It is. The thing is, though, Pylon to me, they could have done it a lot better in different rules, but I could understand it because I see games. And usually the claw doesn't get you the first time, but it bloody gets you the second time. So it's almost like if you get the play down, something bad's going to happen to him. Maybe sometimes it's just a stun. I don't, it is what it is. But
how about this for a little bit of controversy, Bernie? I would actually welcome a Pylon On nerf. And do you know what would happen with my Chaos teams if you nerfed Pylon On? I wouldn't take Pylon On anymore.
No,
I would take Guard. Or I would
and that
take
makes
tackle.
me tougher. Yeah.
Yeah. Which makes me more effective against most teams, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. Because Claw and Mighty Blow is still going to do its thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to attrition quite as much, but yeah. So in doing that, do you know what? People say to me all the time, "Oh, what would you do without Piling On?" I think I'd actually do all right. Thank you very much without Piling On. But so do you know what? Maybe in the next edition, make Piling On an unmodified role. Yeah, for a start. I don't think it should be a modified role. I don't think it should stack with Mighty Blow. I think it's too much. Because a good Pylon On player will wait for a natural armor break. Yeah. And then be piling on the injury. Yeah. So your removal chances are really high. You know, but so maybe that. But do we need Blood Bowl 3 right now? Because I think the interface is pretty good. I think the graphics are very good indeed. It seems to, other than the stability, it seems to run well. So I don't know if we need Blood Bowl 3 right now.
Yeah, I mean, like on the Blood on the Box show, was also the Xbox show, we was talking about it, and I was like, my co-announcer was, I think he was pretty on for. Wraithlord was pretty on for Blood Bowl 3. It's been around for a long while. But I feel that they haven't really finished Blood Bowl 2. I mean, obviously there is some stability issues, but there's teams what haven't been added, like Khorne, for instance, and obviously Chaos Pact, and there's other. They've made teams
I can't think
before.
Off the top of my head, but there are other teams. But Khorne were an unofficial team for absolutely ages, and they got included in Blood Bowl 1, didn't they? And I don't think they were NAF approved for a while, and I think now they are.
They are, yep.
Who knows what the NAF are doing? I don't really care what the NAF are doing, to be honest. But I would quite like to see Khorne, purely because I would, how much I like big guys, especially Minos. To play having a bloodthirster game on.
Yeah, he's serious badass, isn't he?
I'd have some fun with that.
Oh man, he's a serious piece. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
I like the Bloodthirster. I'm not a big fan on the rest of the Khorne. And would I play Khorne? Probably not. But I'd love to see them. It's more variety. I think it'll get more money for the Cynads, and there's a lot of people like playing Khorne. And what's not to like playing with loads of friends in the Bloodthirster? I think it'd be great. And I think if they ever brought Chaos Pact out, they would make so much money. There's a lot of people who want it.
Yeah, absolutely. Chaos Pact, they actually make a really good min-max team. You can keep your TV low. You can have a couple of real heavy hitters.
Yeah.
A low TV with potentially three big guys and a couple of, attack pieces in Marauders that are claw-palmed up.
Yeah.
You could terrorize below 1500 TV with them. Absolutely terrorize them. And that's what happened on Fumble a great deal. They are among the best min-max teams out there. But yeah, Chaos Pact need to be included. I would like to see them added. It can't be that difficult, Cyanide. Just pull your finger out.
Yeah, I just don't understand. I mean, someone did say, just like you said, that they're quite min-maxing and maybe a bit overpowered, but Blood Bowl's never supposed to be fair anyway, and there's some overpowered races already, so I can't understand why Chaos Pact...
Don't even get me started on balance in Blood Bowl.
Yeah.
If anyone starts talking balance in Blood Bowl, shut up.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So I can't see why they wouldn't bring Chaos Pact. I mean, it's been a long time since we've had anything. We've had the Legendary Edition, and I do appreciate, obviously, side note, I'm not a massive business, and they do have other stuff they're working on. But to me, as a money-making opportunity, bringing new races in like Khorne or Chaos Pact would make you so much money. And the thing is, especially with Chaos Pact, you've got all the models there. It's just a few reskins and you're laughing. So to me, it's like, oh my God, why would you not want to do it? Make more cash because people will buy it. And again, I mean, I think that there was a gorilla race. I don't know if it was on the thing.
Don't get me started on fucking simians, mate. Honestly.
Is that simian? Yeah, but the thing is, but again, it would make them money. And they're not overpowered. I've seen the roster.
Fucking apes or
yeah.
Seriously.
Let's have Planet of the Funny. Let's do it. Right, what upsets cast Planet of the Apes?
Charlton Heston will be riding in on a horse and seeing his bloody fucking Statue of Liberty head on a beach next, mate. Honestly, I think simians, right? The only, they are as ridiculous as fucking space frogs, right? Slan. How I feel about fucking Slan.
Oh, but I just like the idea.
Frogs. What the fuck? It's like pigs in space. It's like the Muppet sketch or something. But
I would still buy them gorillas. I don't think they're a very good roster, to be honest. But I'm just like, oh my God, all them gorillas going about. I just laugh my tits off. I mean, I can understand why you.
And I would never play them because I think they're fucking ridiculous. Okay, fucking football playing monkeys. It's just I can't get my head around it. But saying that, as much as I would personally hate them, I would welcome them as a new race because I know a lot of people would enjoy them, and that's fine, isn't it? Yeah. So I would hate them as much as I hate Slan, but if people want to play them, fair play.
I tell you what, if I owned Cyanide and I had free reign over it, I would have to get some Kung Fu Pandas in there. I would take the Chinese market and they would buy my game because I've got Kung Fu Pandas playing Blood Bowl. What's not to like about Panda Bears? Even put them in, I don't know, give them to the monkeys, I don't know.
If they do an animation, right? If they do an animation where the monkey dirty player starts flicking poo at the opposition, right? Then you know what? I would actually play that race then. All right. So if Cyanide ever do that, they got a dirty player chimpanzee flicking poo at the opposition and casing them. Yeah. Do you know what? Count me in. Shut up and take my money. Instead
of Mighty Blow, that's what they do. The flicking, knock them out. Yeah, that'd be great. But I don't know. I just think, they just need to freshen up a bit. And like I say, you can get crazy stuff and have a bit of fun. And I don't know, as long as it's I'd say balanced, not too OP, like nobody can ever beat that race. But I think the roster itself is more of a fun roster than a serious one. And I think that's what they need. That's what I would do. I wouldn't go to Blood Bowl 3. I think they need to sort Blood Bowl 2. They've got a decent fan base. Looking at my lovely Xbox Stato Goblin, he seems to think the Xbox have actually taken over PS4 for games played. If that's true, I don't know.
Yeah.
But my advice to you PS4 players is, are you going to really want the Xbox playing more games than the PS4 on the sea ladder? That means we'll become the little brothers. Would you want that? But it's great for the Xbox community. I know the admins like Tizzle Bizzle and that have worked tirelessly hard on the Xbox, and they deserve all the credit they get. So, yeah, I think no Blood Bowl 3 yet. Give me Monkeys and Chaos Pact, and I'll be a happy man. And give Corn. That's Corn with a K. Before anyone would dare to man think otherwise. Give Corn to Cass. I'm trying to pronounce that properly.
Yeah,
with Bloodthirsters, he'll love that. He'll be a happy man, unless you kill it, then he won't. So that's good. One thing what's been interesting, and we've talked way up. I just noticed St. Todd is playing. He made the Xbox Champs Cup. Did he really? Oh, there you go. A guy who swings both ways. Champion ladder format.
Yeah.
There's been a bit of talk about, I think Drick started off on the Xbox about, the Platform Cup, what you was involved in, and you would have won your game. Yeah. # Cass was robbed against PC. The format was really well, and there's been calls, not by everybody, let's have a res competition. Let's try it once. And then there's been various other discussions of maybe a round robin and various things, or instead of 1 loss, it's 2 losses and you're out and stuff like that. Do you think we should just go with a philosophy, if it ain't broke, it doesn't need fixing? Or would you like to see something different to try?
Good question. Off the top of my head, as you were speaking just then, I'm thinking to myself, round robin? I don't hate the sound of that. But I tell you who would hate the sound of that, an AV17. An AV17 would absolutely hate round robins. Round robins would suit AV9, and Bash teams far more than it would Elf teams. Single format games suit Elf teams far better, because essentially they got less chance of getting fucking injured. But I don't know about a res style Champions Cup. Maybe the problem with res is they're going to be Cyanide would shoot themselves in the foot, because straight away there wouldn't be anyone playing for 6 weeks. If it was res, would they? They'd just have a team
I don't
ready
know. You know what my issue was? I think a lot of people would play it. My issue was this, and I obviously discussed this on the Xbox show, is you'd need Legendary Edition. So if you hadn't bought Legendary Edition, you could not play in the res tournament. And also, we would have to... You wouldn't be able to, like you do now, say, oh, I've created a team, I'm going to go and play straight away. You wouldn't be able to. You would have to ask a ticket from us, so the admins would have to check it to make sure it complies with all the rules before you could play. So it'd be a lot more work for the admins. I'm sure, we would do it as a trial basis. But there is, I suppose, like you said with the round robin, and like we've said with the res format, there is a lot of things. There's pros, and then there's not good things. And as much as the sea ladder is, and it can be harsh where you play 6 weeks and then lose your first game and you're out, I still think it's probably the best one. And like I said, it doesn't discriminate anybody either from the Legendary Edition. So
absolutely. I think what we got at the moment, although it's not perfect, it's probably the best of a number of options. Because, if you start going round robin, that's not going to suit elves. If you go res, then Grimjack's asked the question, would I play Chaos in a res? If it was rookie res, absolutely not.
No.
Why would you want to play Chaos in a rookie resurrection? Because they're shite. Even at 1150, you can't give them enough skills to make them even remotely viable. So no, I'd be playing dwarves or orcs or possibly Chaos Dwarf. But the last team I'd be playing is frigging Chaos. Yeah. So a lot of people would like a res tournament, but straight away what you're doing is the negative parts is killing certain races, which really what Cyanide want to do, they want to find this nirvana where all races become a really good viable option, don't they? To promote diversity.
Gimlick, he's put up an interesting point for you, Cass, because obviously you're on about Chaos. Gimlick's saying, you can make a team with the same TV you qualified with. So say for instance you're Chaos, you get your TV's 1900, you go into the playoffs, it's a res format, but you can have your 1900 spent on your players. But to me, that's like what we said before, where
Holy shit.
What?
Do you really want to give me 1900 TV to make a Chaos team?
It'd be brutal.
I can build some pretty scary Chaos teams conventionally.
Yeah.
But if you give me 1900 TV and says build the Chaos team, oh my god, oh my god, yeah. Do you know what? I'm down with that.
Yeah, I think the Nagel Chaos lads will be like, yeah. And so even Necro would be like, yeah, two nice killy wolves, yeah, thanks very much.
Chaos Dwarfs would be insane.
Yeah, Chaos Dwarfs, yeah, it would be the Wild Wild West, wouldn't it? It would be living in America. It'd be living in America, wouldn't it? That's what it'd be.
Yeah. And what you'd have a couple of insane Wood Elf players that are like,
right, okay.
Fuck about Bash.
Gimlick's like, whoa, with the same amount of stat ups and doubles. So I think what he's saying is, you can have your 1800 TV, but you're only allowed certain stat ups and certain doubles. A bit like the Platform Cup, I think he's saying. So people who grind would be at more of an advantage, I would have thought, than people who don't. Grimjack thinks the playoffs should be res style. But CCL unchanged.
I don't think the playoffs should be res. I think it would be a bad move to make the playoffs res. It would suit some people. It certainly wouldn't suit myself. So I'm a little bit biased when I say that. But I think it would turn a lot of people off because res Blood Bowl is quite different to standard Blood Bowl. Sort of semi-perpetual Blood Bowl, which is what we play every 6 weeks, isn't it? So do you know what? I'd still play it if it went to res. But I don't think I'd do as well.
Crikey, Trip's winning. Trip is winning with Vamps. Well done, Trip. What about the fair play? What obviously the PC use? This is reared its ugly head again. Where basically, if your TV's 1500, your opponent's TV's 1490, you can't spend your petty cash. If you do, they get whatever you spend. But the guy who's got 1490 can spend all his cash and get a massive advantage. Obviously, I think the PC, they have it where if the underdog can only spend like 40k of his own bank and on top of all the inducements. Well, to me, at first, I didn't like it, but the more I've seen it in action, the more I'm thinking, you know what, that is a lot fairer. It really is, because we get a lot of things, and especially the playoffs where there's not much swing between TVs. And we had this on the Xbox as well, I think with Space Magic and Kozilk, where there wasn't much difference, and Space Magic could go quite happily and buy a wizard, where his opponent couldn't because he was a bit higher. I mean, do you think that should come onto the PS4 or the Xbox? Do you think they should follow the PC way, or are you happy how it is?
Well, now you've explained it in English, right?
Yeah.
I looked at Dode's post on Blood Bowl forum or Discord. Anyway, wherever it was, I looked at his post.
Yeah.
You need a fucking PhD to understand a word that fucking guy's saying, right? And I'm not a thick guy by any stretch of the imagination. I'm an engineer by trade.
Yeah.
And I couldn't understand a fucking word of what I was reading. It was like, what's going on? Anyway, and then I went away and I've heard Jimmy talk about it. I've heard you talk about it. Yep. And my understanding is that the underdog now, who chooses their inducement second, regardless of how much they got in their treasury, they can't lump extra onto the inducements they're going to get other than 40k.
Yeah.
So I'm actually, when you break it down like that, I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because people do min max in the Champions League. Mm-hmm. Especially Wood Elf, especially Elf teams. Wood Elf teams are really good min maxed. You can have an insanely good Wood Elf team around 1600 TV. You're coming up against me. I'm 2100, 2000, like you, 2000, 2100 TV. So I'm giving away 500 TV. They got 100 odd K sat in the bank. Holy shit. Yeah. They're going to mince your inducements, aren't they? So I'm actually a big fan of it. Now I understand it, because I didn't understand it before, because Dode was just throwing his stats around like he does, and it was just a mess. But I'm a big fan, Bernie, and I would support that coming into play.
Yeah, I don't think it would come in. I mean, I don't think it'd come into this season, what's on now, but it could come into the following season. Teddy Tom saying that kind of happened to him in the cup this time round, he's full foul, and it's something now where, I think after seeing it in action, I think it's probably the way to go. I presume as admins will have a chat about it. I presume Messi's pretty up for it, because obviously he's part of the PC team as well, and I just think you're trying to make it as I know Blood Bowl's not a fair game, but you're trying to make it as balanced as you can for the playoffs. And things like 20k difference, that's not right. So there's 20k difference, but guess what? Someone's going to get a wizard. You can't because you're 20k higher. It encourages min-maxing and all that stuff as well, what I'm not a big fan of. So yeah, I mean, I think I would be pushing for that to come in now. I think it's the way forward, and it's better.
Absolutely, yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea, and it discard. Me and you are of a similar vein when it comes to team building. We like to build our teams to their highest potential. I really dislike min-maxing. On Fumble, it was a massive problem in Black Box. It really was a huge problem. Right. You'd have these predatory Chaos Pack teams sat around 1,200 with no rerolls, one leader, 2 claw pommers. Absolutely tearing rookies apart. Yeah. It was a massive problem. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that, Bernie. Get it in, mate. You're Mr. Admin. Get it sorted.
Yeah. Ted is saying he had something like 80k difference in petty cash, and because of it, he bought a wizard and a brab. So, and obviously Teddy was pro elves, the other guy was chaos dwarfs. So it was already hard for Teddy, but the way the rules work, he was against a wizard and a brab. So, and this is it. Yeah. I mean, you grind for 6 weeks and they get done like that is not great, is it?
It's not great, is it? It's not great at all. No,
all I can promise, we will definitely look at it, and if it was up to me, we will change.
It's manual though, isn't it? You have to do it manually. It's not automatic.
No. I mean, we couldn't do it. It would be for the playoffs only. We could not police it in the sea ladder. But when it comes to the playoffs, we can police it. So anybody who we'd get everybody. I would send messages to everybody saying, please. I'll explain it to them. Please send me a message back saying that obviously you understand it, and then that'll be it. If you then found abusing it, then you'll just take the loss. Simple as.
Yeah.
But Gimlick just said he's all for it as well.
I'd like to see that implemented. I think it's a really, really good idea.
Yep. So there we go. Right, the last debate we've got for the show. I'll just get my sheet here. Concede limit. So the concede limit on the PS4 has been 6. It's been higher than the Xbox because of the blue screen issue. The admins decided to drop it from 6 to 5 because they're saying there's hardly any blue screens. It's a lot more stable, the game now, and a lot of people are using these concedes to run away from games and vice versa, other stuff. Are you happy to drop to 5, or would you like to keep it at 6?
On the PS4, more than happy to drop to 5. I think 5 concedes is a really good limit. I actually, day before yesterday, I tactically conceded against Flynn Sorrow because he was tearing my team a new one. And it was early doors. I burnt my apothecary, which failed. And I only had team preservation on my mind because the Champions Ladder is a marathon, not a sprint. If you lose a couple of games, it's not the end of the world, despite what you think at the time. So... But I think to discourage that happening all the time, then you have to keep a sensible limit on concessions. So 5 is perfect. On the Xbox, however, given the instability, I'm questioning whether 6 would actually be enough right now, Bernie. I really am.
But you don't want to go too crazy. I mean, I've heard things like give them 10 concedes on the Xbox. That's crazy. I always like to think, bump up 1, maybe 2. And there is reasons for the Xbox for that. So I would have done that. Obviously, I'm not an admin for that.
Maybe 7 would be, right now, given the instability of the Xbox, and I know this is a PS4 show, but, the PS4 had this not so long ago, didn't they, with blue screens, which were a massive problem that was a blight on us all. And I can remember a few months ago us really tearing our hair out over blue screens. It was horrendous, wasn't it? And the poor old Xbox are in the same situation with... Well, they haven't even got a defined problem. No one knows why.
Nobody knows.
It's dying the way it's disconnecting the way it is. At least with the PS4, we knew what it was.
And seem to have fixed it as well. Dare I say? I mean, you're always going to get the blue screen, but it's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. And like I said, a lot of people haven't had it. I know Serious Jest got a blue screen, but he did say he played 4 games on the bounce. So obviously you really are. It's like a Russian roulette, with one bullet in it. You keep clicking, you're going to get it eventually. But usually people who just reset after each game, although it's a pain in the backside, it's basically cut down on any blue screens.
It takes 30 seconds, doesn't it?
It's more annoying for streaming. If you're streaming, it's like, oh, I'll be back in a minute. I've got to go and do my PS4 and all that crap.
Can I just say, maybe for Blood Bowl 3, a reconnection feature. How nice would that be?
But they say they can't do it.
Yeah,
on consoles.
Bollocks. I don't believe that.
That's what Wraithlord said. He didn't believe that.
This is the 21st century, for God's sake. They can do all sorts. And you're telling me that they can't install a reconnect feature where even if your PS4 gets turned off, you can turn it back on, go to the loading screen, the same as the PC does, and says, oh, you have a game in progress. Do you want to rejoin? Yes. Boom. Done.
Yeah.
And they're telling me they can't do that.
I was really surprised because obviously the Xbox and PC are quite like for like sort of thing, like the Bill Gates and all that stuff, Microsoft. And I thought surely they'd be able to do it. If they say PS4, fair enough, but surely the Xbox can do it, and they can. But it would solve everything. Even how unstable the Xbox at the moment, you wouldn't be bothered as if it kicked you out and then you could come back into the game.
Come back in.
That's all they need to do. Instead of finding a way of stopping the bug, just find a way to reconnect and we were all happy. It's not going to take you 6 minutes to reconnect to an Xbox.
Especially if you're on like turn 14 or turn 15, and you're in like Gnome Slayer, as you mentioned the other day.
Yeah,
he was in absolute cruise control, and suddenly, boom, the Xbox says no.
And then he does it again to him. So he's lost 2 DCs now, and another 4, and he's disqualified. Yeah, no fault of his own. Bad. No fault of his own. And it's terrible, but if they got a reconnect feature, then it would be better.
That's the dream, innit? That's the dream.
But they could do heart transplants and all that sort of stuff, but they can't do
absolutely. I'm sorry, Cyanide, but it's got to be pretty. It's not beyond the realms of possibility to get a reconnect feature in this game. So get it sorted. That's and I guess if enough of us ask for it in the Blood Bowl forum, do you know what? I might create a forum thread saying, in the future, we want. And
careful.
Calcium Kaz says.
But as to say, be careful what you preach. Don't start, don't get yourself going down that route. I want this. I demand this. Do you know who I am? I'm Calcium Cass.
No, put a please on the end of it.
Oh, well, okay, fair enough. Well, that's all right then. Put a please on it, we'll be all right. I think the reconnection feature would be fine. Hi V, Power V, better late than never. He's just come and joined us. He's another one of those MML ruffians. He knows I'm messing. He's actually an ex-champion of the MML with Nagel, so #4HorsemanV. Good old 4 Horsemen. They caused carnage.
Is he in the Hall of Fame yet, though?
I don't know. You better ask him. I don't know. Are you in the Hall of Fame, V? I'm not actually sure who's in the Hall of Fame. Maybe maybe no one else is worthy to join him. I don't know. Maybe that's it. I have no idea. But anyway, I think a reconnection would solve everything.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? I
think that's the dream. Also, I'll tell you another thing. What they should do is, I just saw what V said there. He just completely threw me now. It's all your fault, V. What? Yeah, #4 Horseman. Yeah, I love you, bro. We're bros. Bros before hoes. I personally think. Can you remember on Blood Bowl 1 where they gave the option of, I don't know, was it 2 minutes, 40 seconds, 3 minutes? So you can decide how many minutes you can play. I'd like to see that implemented on the PC and the consoles. So, because obviously some people like playing 2 minutes, some people like playing 3 minutes, and blah blah blah. So if they got the option, they could do it in Blood Bowl 1. So with technology advanced, why can't they do it in Blood Bowl 2? That would please a lot of people if they could do that. So if they can't do it for BB2, bring BB3.
What you mean on a game by game basis?
Yeah. So basically, what happened is you like in the Sea Lad, you have a tab, and it says how. What do you want to play? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever. And if you pick the highest, you could basically say you wasn't bothered, you'd play 3 minutes or 2 minutes. Or you could use a tab and just play the 3 minutes. Or just the 2 minutes. So it gave you an option of what you want to do, and it'd match you with somebody else who wanted to play that amount of time. It was a genius thing they did on the PC. Back in Blood Bowl 1, and it was quite popular. Yeah. And obviously with a lot of people, at the moment, with the 2 minutes is better, or the 3 minutes is better, I think that would be very... good thing to bring on, especially on the consoles.
Maybe they could do it like a home team advantage. So the home team gets to choose whether they're 2, 3, or 4 minutes.
40 seconds, let's go. Goblins, 40 seconds. It's the dream.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to drop it below 2 minutes, would you? You'd have to set the parameters.
Did you ever play 40 seconds though? 40 seconds is beautiful.
Mate, that's a long turn for me.
You know you're struggling if you're playing 40 seconds.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you know what? If they moved it to 4 minutes, I'd play 4 minutes. If they moved it to a minute, I'd still play a minute.
Yeah.
I don't really give a toss how long the turns are, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of coaches, you know, maybe certainly more on the Xbox than the PS4 right now. They've got a real issue with it, haven't they? So it's...
Well, you say that, but most of the people I speak about it want the 2 minutes. There's certain people who don't. There's a few quite vocal people.
2 people.
All right, 2 people want 3 minutes. All right, 2 people want 3 minutes. The rest of them want 2 minutes.
Yeah, so...
But
yeah,
I'm not. The way I look at it is, as like V said, and like you've said, I'll play 2 minutes, I'll play 3 minutes. If I have to play 4 minutes, I would. I would play what the community would want. If the community want 3 minutes, even on the PS4, if there's a massive pile and say, look, we don't like 2 minutes, we want 3 minutes, Bernie, us admins would probably give him it. Because we want to, you know, at the end of the day, it's not about us admins, it's about obviously the community and how we can make it better. So,
and you hit the nail on the head there, Bernie. Basically, because this game isn't about you, it's about everyone.
Yeah, it is.
And the two guys that are really banging the drum for 3 minute turns, the reason they're banging the drum for 3 minute turns on the Xbox is because they can't play in 2 minute turns. Well, do you know what? The rest of the community can. So either improve or just keep losing. You know, now if the majority of the community said, look, we're struggling with 2 minute turns, that's something entirely different, but they're not. You know, we had a poll, didn't we, on the Facebook page, which was pretty conclusively pro 2 minute turns. I've heard no one on the PS4 bitch about it at all.
No, even FanFox is back. FanFox is back playing.
Yeah, even FanFox is back, and you know, he do you know what? He sort of pokes a bit of fun at himself by creating a team name. You know, and do you know what? So he's self-aware, and that's exactly what you want, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, if something doesn't suit you, do you know what? It's like a monkey team, fucking simian team. Do you know what? I'd probably create one and create a really stupid team name.
Yes, you'd get some really good names on that.
And then flick some poo at people.
I want them already. I want them more than Case Pack now. I just want these flick some poo monkeys. Simians.
Chimpanzee dirty player.
I saw one of these simians now. Drick. I love Drick. What a superstar, mate. My good old I can't remember the call now. That's embarrassing. The Orcs of Bernie got an absolute whooping by. I ran into my new 2-3 game team. Ran into when Bazooka's high TV bloody werewolves who killed Yoshi and retired a Black Hawk, and I was getting battered, and I should have won the game, but you know what? Double Agent Drick, he carried it home, mate. He got a touchdown, and we didn't lose. So, God, I love you, Drick. You're my MVP right now. You're my MVP.
Who doesn't love Drick? Who doesn't love Drick? Do you know what? I've got to stop blowing smoke up Drick's ass because I do it quite a lot. Pound for pound, I think he's probably one of the best players I've come across, and that's including, you know, the bleeding hippies and the squirrel dudes and the Jimmy Fantastics.
We love Drick.
You know, and the Andy Davos. I love the way Drick plays, and you know, he's doing it on the PS. I'm sorry,
not the PS. Don't bring him over to us. Let me win a bloody finals first.
Well,
don't
you know what?
bring him over here.
Drick would be the type of motherfucker that would actually do a triple, wouldn't he? He would make the playoffs on all 3 formats in one season because he's good enough.
God.
But that's
I hate the guy already. You're making me hate the guy now. Triple.
Yeah. Hey, don't get me wrong. If I still come across him, I'm gonna fucking murder his team. But you know, it's all love.
There's only one triple. It's a triple B rating. We're not having any other triple.
You can shove your triple B rating straight up your ass because every time you give someone a triple B rating, they friggin' lose. Stop it. You're a bad man. Dana,
he actually won 3-0 with my triple B rating. I tell you, it's the coaches, not my tip. I don't know why people are scared. I don't know. Even Azwin gets scared scared. Even Az would get scared if I tip him. But it gives me a lot of cash, so I don't tip him. And I was just going to say that, Teddy. An Azo versus Drick, that would be golden. Azo v Drick. That would be brilliant.
Yeah, that would be some game.
Oh, man, that would be awesome. The two Spaniards going at each other. It'd be quite good if one of them was Catalan. It'd be brilliant. It would be an amazing game to watch. We pray there'd be no dice off.
Just do me a favour, Drick, and don't put UC in front of your name for fuck's sake, okay?
Oh, just don't like UC in front of us. Yeah,
just don't do it, all right? Because I actually like you, okay?
It should have DA for double agent. That's what his hashtag. That's what it should be. The only thing he does better than play Blood Bowl is be a double agent. Yeah. He's fantastic. He's great. It's great that he's coming. He's probably working for the MML, seeing what's going on now at the moment. He's probably, working for them.
Yeah, he's writing all this down. He's
going. He said this. Oh, no, this is a bit boring. I'll make a bit more up. We'll throw a few monkeys in there about the.
God bless you.
PC are like simians, and we should fling poo at them. Yeah, I'll tell them that. We know Drick. We know Drick. And Gimlick, poor Gimlick. I mean, do you know what? I feel really hurt. Gimlick is depressed because he said he's really upset that I tipped him to win the C-Lad on the PS4. I would have been half-iving if it was me. If I tipped myself to win the PS4 Cup, I'd be half-iving. It's a certainty. But he seems to think I've cursed him. He seems to think he ain't going to win now. And now all of a sudden...
Just don't be tipping me, Bernie. Honestly, your tip, honestly... I want no part of your tip anywhere near me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
First started off with porn, corn. Oh dear, corn, porn. I don't know. I'm gonna. But I don't know what. I don't really know. I mean, since I've tipped him to win the thing, he's now got some sort of deadly disease, and he's actually bedridden. And obviously the curse has done that as well. I also tipped Teddy to get to the finals, and he let me down. He went out first round. I still, I don't know. I think it's a conspiracy theory. But yeah, Triple B rating. You're gonna get it unless you give me a lot of cash. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, no, I'll avoid that blood on the box program or Nuffle Shuffle program. I think so.
yeah. Just make sure you don't know it, because if you're not aware of it, it doesn't work, does it? That's the thing. And yeah, I don't know. It's all good. What's that Drick's on about? Andrea World Cup champion in Blood Bowl 1. That means nothing to me.
Yeah, I didn't play much Blood Bowl 1, to be honest. I was still sort of entrenched in Fumble when Blood Bowl 1 was around. And ironically, I sort of by default disliked Blood Bowl 1, which is a bit silly really, because it was just, but I was a bit of a stuck-up sort of Fumble aristocrat. Fumble players can be really precious about Fumble being better than any other platform, can't they?
Yeah.
And I guess any platform can be, but
right.
Yeah. So I'm not so much now. Do you know what I mean? I still think Fumble have some insanely good coaches, but so does Blood Bowl 2. But yeah, how much I love Blood Bowl 2. But anyway, Bernie. I've just been given the 5-minute warning by the way.
5-minute warning. 5-minute warning. That's it. That's it. Move. Last question then. Why are Spaniards so bloody good at Blood Bowl? Drick, Spaniard. Azawin, Spaniard. I mean, come on. That's just two of them. I ain't gonna upset Cass with all the others.
It must be the sun and sangria. What can I say?
I think.
Must be putting something in the paella or something.
I think personally. I don't know. To be fair to everybody else, and we were on about the thing of fairness, I think Cyanide should pay for me and Cass to go to Spain and stay there for a year in a villa with obviously tons of Blood Bowl and see if it improves our game. If we go over there and we win championships, then we know it's quite clearly not the coaches, actually the son and the great.
The UC wanted on the PS4 they wanted a Spain versus the rest of the world tournament, didn't they? Which I thought was just the most horribly arrogant thing I think I've ever heard from Blood Bowl, from a Blood Bowl 2 coach. But do you know what? If they're prepared to put us up there for a week and have a tournament where me and you represent the UK, I'm down for that, Bernie.
Absolutely. Too right. and Drick being Drick, he'll get an English accent on. We'll give him a spiffing moustache, and he'll be, oh, hello, sir, I'm British. And we'll have him on our side, and we'll get it done as 3. And then we'll need somebody else for the 4 horsemen.
On him,
get a bowler hat on him. Yeah. Get a pie in his face and everything. He'll be fine. We'll give him a crash course in it. We'll give him some Biggles glasses and spiffing and tally-ho as he throws the ball with his wood elves. and stuff like that.
All the other British cliches. Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll give him all the British things. You're right there, governor, and all that. We've got it stuff. We'll take Drick with us. We'll make him into a British player. And we will win the World Cup, and it'll be a British guy who'll win it. So yeah, there we go. So basically, Drick is now going to be British. We'll get it sorted, and that's where we will leave it. Drick #English. Yes, he's one of our own. Drick's one of our own. Right then, guys, we're going. I don't want Cass to get killed. I'm going to go and get some security just in case someone tries to kill me. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with Nuffle Shuffle Show. Next week, it'll be Blood on the Box. Like I say, everybody have fun out there. Anybody on the PS4, please play on the Sea Ladder. It's not that bad, honest. And if you're looking
I'm on there, it's not.
And
that
if
bad.
you're looking for a private league, go to Blood and Tears. It's run by Sam, one of the PS4 admins. Such a laid-back guy, really nice person, and he'll look after you even if you're new, and you don't have to worry about any soap opera or any bullshit. So thanks again. Thanks for Cass for being on board with me and making this fun as always. Hope you'll do well in your quest to winning the Xbox and killing what's left of Drick's team. And
I'll do my best.
I'm sure you will. So yeah, see you all later, guys. Take care, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye bye.